Welcome to our Modelling at Foxfield Parental Engagement video. In this video, we will be exploring what modelling is, why we use the modelling technique to enhance the children's learning, and how we embed the live modelling into the lessons across the curriculum. Here at Foxfield, we recognise that effective modelling enables student engagement. The models produced during the lessons enable the students to visualise what their outcome could or should look like. But what exactly does this mean? All children need instruction to achieve their learning outcome. To do this, modelling is implemented to explicitly demonstrate how the children will accomplish this. Research has shown that modelling is an effective instructional strategy that allows students to observe the teacher's thought processes. By using this type of instruction, teachers engage students in imitation of particular learning behaviours that encourage learning. According to the psychologist Bandura, most human behaviour is learned observationally through modelling. Adopting this thought process here at Foxfield, modelling can be used across all disciplines and in all ability level classrooms. Modelling is one of the most efficient modes of learning of any new skill or knowledge. Research findings shows that by effectively modelling in lessons, the work that people produce is more likely to achieve the learning outcomes. Pupils are generally on task, engaged and highly motivated. Over time, pupils are better able to work independently and take accountability of their learning by understanding the skills they need to use and what their outcome should look like. Modelling also allows the pupil to feel confident that they have required skills and knowledge to complete the independent activity during the lessons. Effective modelling ensures that pupils move from dependence on the teacher as the expert to independence and being more expert themselves. To achieve the learning outcome, we use the I do, you do, we do model. Using this modelling technique captures the essence of explicit teaching with the gradual release of responsibility to the students. In the I do section, children watch and listen to the teacher's precise modelling. For example, in an English lesson, a teacher may model the writing outcome on the flip chart. Here, the teacher will talk out loud their thought processes and why they have chosen to use specific sentences based on the outcome. During this time, the teacher may ask questions to check understanding or use active engagement strategies. The We Do section is shared instruction. Whatever the teacher is modelling, the children will do at the same time. For example, if the teacher is counting using a bead string to find a number bond of 20, the children are also actively doing the same. There's also the opportunity for children to work collaboratively using KAGAN structures. The You Do section is when the children have the opportunity to work independently using all the skills they had acquired during the I Do and We Do sections. The teacher will be consistently checking for any misconceptions and addressing these with support of the classroom teaching assistant. Children are still actively engaging in working collaboratively together, coaching each other and providing support for one another.
Let's look at how modelling is implemented in the classrooms.
We know the area is the length times the width, but this isn't an ordinary shape. So, looking at my squares, I've got it on a square grid, okay? Each of my squares equal 1 centimetre, okay? So now 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre. How could I use my squares to help me find the area? Sandra, how could I use my squares to find my inside of my shape, my area?
You can easily just count them.
Perfect. So I would just count the squares inside my shape because that would give me the area inside, because we know that one square is 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre. So I know that my square, well, my compound shape is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimetres. 5 centimetres what though?
5 centimeters.
Rafiq?
5 centimeters squared.
Fantastic. 5 centimetres squared. So that's one way that I could find the shape, the area of my shape. But as Bailey mentioned before, I could also then just multiply my length by my width. So I would do, because I've got my two measurements here, I would do 3 multiplied by 2, which would give me, what, Shukri? 6. Just 6? Just 6. Well done. Because we're dealing with area, okay? So it has to be 6 centimetres squared. Fantastic.
Dr. Spencer KAGAN began researching cooperative learning in 1969. Since then, he has developed the KAGAN structures, which were developed to embed cooperative learning in the classroom. It is based on 4 basic principles: positive interdependence, individual accountability, equal participation, and simultaneous interaction. Extensive research showed that cooperation almost always results when there is a positive correlation among outcomes and wanting to do their best. KAGAN structures were strategies designed to promote this. Through cooperation and communication in the classroom, this would boost the students' confidence and retain interest in classrooms. During this time, the children will apply what they have seen being modelled, and the teacher is then able to address any misconceptions that arise. These misconceptions allow for further modelling, or the teacher creates a focus group to provide specific support in areas that are needed.
To have any good lesson, there needs to be effective modelling. To ensure that the children are receiving an effective lesson, we make sure that the modelling is task specific, that the pupils are challenged and have a criteria for success. We call these our step to success. That the modelling explains the underlying principles so that all pupils understand what is involved. That the modelling shares the thinking out loud so that the mental processes are explicit. That all pupils are involved increasingly in the process by encouraging them to think about the task, ask questions, offer contributions and test ideas. And that the modelling provides opportunities for pupils to practice the new skill while it is fresh in their memory. In all classrooms, the children are greeted with live learning flip charts. These flip charts are used during the modelling section of the teaching and are hung on our washing lines for the children to refer to. Here you can see the journey of the teacher modelling the lessons during the week, and that the children are then able to use them to refer to during lessons. At Foxfield, modelling is implemented across the curriculum by all teachers and support staff. Modelling is an ongoing teaching technique used in every lesson, and these range from reading, writing, talking, explaining, debating, problem solving, as well as modelling behaviours and respecting one another. In early years in Key Stage 1, children are taught phonics, which is the teaching of reading and writing. It helps children to hear, identify and use different sounds that distinguish one word from another in the English language. Here in this live learning, you can see the clear using of learning intentions for each of the phonics sessions, as well as the use of colour coding and visual prompts to further support the children. The children would then use this live modelling to refer to in the next lessons. Research findings show that pupils need cognitive support to help them to learn to solve problems. A teacher modelling and thinking out loud, for example in a maths lesson, while demonstrating how to solve a problem, is an example of effective cognitive support. These images from maths lessons show how teachers have incorporated questioning on their live modelling flip charts, as well as demonstrating to children how to achieve the outcome. Effective modelling enables children to gradually become responsible for their learning. At Foxfield, the children have been introduced to the learning pit. As well as taking gradual responsibility for their learning, the children are identifying some of the obstacles they may face during independent learning. The learning pit equips them with a set of skills to help them to overcome certain barriers. By effective modelling and combining the learning pit, children at Foxfield are well prepared and on the road to becoming independent and lifelong learners.